So this is someone who's got this fiery, passionate energy. That's clubs energy, because clubs represent fire. And it's someone who's going off to accomplish something. It's someone who has dreams and ambitions. You can see this feather in their cap. And it's like, this is what I want to go out and accomplish. I've got everything at my what's the word? Everything at my, like resources and things that are, things that I guess the normal way to say it is everything's at my disposal, but it's not quite that. You can see this person treasures what they've got in their hands. So they really value the resources that they have, and they're getting help. So they're relying on not their own personal confidence, boldness, power, capability, but also entrusting others with that. And therefore they're able to receive this pearl. They've got this pearl of wisdom that allows them to go forth and conquer their dreams, go for it. You know, and you also have, guess what? The Dreams Visionary card here. It's funny how these two go together and one follows the other. So you can see 2 of Wands is followed by 3 of Wands. Now this is the person who receives help, gathers resources, wants to go accomplish something. And this person, 3 of Wands, is the visionary and saying, okay, what do I want to achieve? Where do I want to build this empire? What are my dreams? 3 is a card of creativity. So if we look at Ace of Wands here, if we're just looking at the progression of Wands, Ace of Wands is like the new inspiration, the new energy, the new vitality, the get up and go, the like, wow, I've got a new fresh breath of air. I've got new fire under me. I've got a new desire. 2 of Wands says, okay, I'm ready to take action on that desire. I'm ready to receive help. I'm ready to start putting things together. I'm ready to start, taking those steps. 3 says, what do I want to build? What do I want to create? Dream, visionary. This is like planning. This is like looking out on that desert and saying, okay, well, what city do I want to build? It's like waiting for that ship of those resources to come in while you think about what you want to create and build. And then 4 of Wands shows the actual building that's made and celebrating. So where you're at, Gemini, for February, is as February opens, is you're full of this passion to create, to dream. What do you want to make into your empire? And the personal power and boldness and confidence that is taking that ace inspiration, enthusiasm, energy and implementing it. So along with that, what it's saying is that you may be a little bit bored with the humdrum day-to-day routine of things. This is a card that is saying, look up and out of your normal routine. Sometimes I call this card the Rip Van Winkle card, because this emotionally, you may be stuck. These 2 cards are cards of Wands, which is fire energy, inspiration, enthusiasm, passion, energy, vitality, all of that. Emotionally, you might be stuck. So my advice to you, my suggestion, your opportunity is that if you look up and out of your normal routine of things are always going to be what they are, it's always the same, same old, I'm bored, I'm aloof. Being aloof is what this card is about. Because you're kind of like bored with it all, checked out. That's where these weeds grow around. And by the way, they're growing around your dreams of emotional. 3 of Cups is celebration, festivity, emotional fulfillment. When the weeds start growing around that, that's where you start checking out and getting aloof. If you'll notice, the 3 energy here is very alive. These are things that are sprouting. They're alive. That's fire energy. But if you check out and you go say to yourself, things are always just going to be the same, emotionally you stagnate. If you think about stagnant water, it stagnates. It's not moving. It's not flowing. It's not in life. It's stopping. So the way out of that, and also this card suggests that, it offers it, is to look up and out of your current circumstance, to look for this new passion, new joy, new fulfillment, new heart energy. I'm actually getting that this could be coming from someone else. So it's like being open and receptive to love from someone else. Now, this could be from a family member, from a romantic partner, from a spouse. It could even just like be from your neighbor or one of your friends or a stranger. It's being open and receptive to love coming at you is what this card is about. That's going to make this water flow again. Water is emotional energy. Water is what allows the heart energy to flow. So, amongst feeling inspired, feeling creative maybe, feeling like you're building your dreams, where do I want to build my castle? Where do I want to build my empire? Dreams, wishes, creativity, all of that. Visionary, along with feeling inspired and ready to take action on something. You might have to break yourself out of any emotional rut. You might have to look up and out of your current situation, what you know, what's routine, to feel that heart connection and receive the love that's coming at you, Gemini. So that's my recommendation for the beginning of February. If you're feeling like enthusiastic and charged and lit up and like spark energy, that's great. That's what this wand stuff is. And you may need to apply that to your emotional realm by being open to love, because this is new passion, by the way, too. One thing that wands and cups have in common is passion. If you think about when water and fire come together, it's steam. Steam can like move locomotives, as we know. So if you got fire energy, that can be good. That can be fuel for the fire. It's action. But if you add water to it, it's even more. It's even more powerful. So along with this building of the empire and visioning what you want to create and build, you're kind of thinking about security here, Gemini. This is 10 of coins, which has to do with inheritance. It has to do with big stacks of money. This is the most amount of coins that can appear on a card. And it has to do with making good decisions over time. So like this is a card I'll sometimes call this return on investment. It's also a card of security. So you're thinking about, if you're in a couple, you're thinking about, where is my castle going to be? That's what this card talks about. Where do I want to put my castle? This is when he's looking out on the open stretch and expanse of land. And this is clearly a castle that's been built. It's protected by the family crest. The money is there. The couple is there. Stability, security, all of that. So this is what precedes that. This is the first thought. What do I want to create? Where's my empire? And this is like an established business. This is, money coming down from prior generations. It's very stable. It's very secure. In fact, on the Rider-Waite, the 10 coins here are in the arrangement of the Tree of Life. So it's a card of when all things come together in the physical world, when there's abundance, prosperity, security, all of that. But you need to dream it first before you can achieve it. I know that sounds very trite, very cliche, but you've got all the tools, you've got all the elements, you've got all the necessary ingredients here to build what you want to build. And it may be that there's some sort of endeavor that you're thinking about going upon, but you're also considering how it impacts your security, especially relationship and your home. So it could be an exciting time for you, Gemini. It looks like you've got some dreams and visions about what it is that you want to create. And it looks like you've got the confidence, personal power, and boldness to do it. You may need to open yourself up emotionally to achieve it, but it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. At the beginning of February looks good for you, Gemini. And then in the middle of the month, we've got a bunch of emotional energy here. We've got King of Cups in reverse. We've got 5 of Cups in reverse. We've got Moon, which is a very emotional card. And then we've got Page of Coins. So the Moon is a card about, again, hello, there's kind of a signal coming up here for you, Gemini, letting emotions come up. this is a card, in this card is the symbol of this crab, of this lobster, which could either be Cancer or Scorpio. But this card is ruled by Pisces, so it's all the water signs. And this pool here, this lake that this water creature is coming up out of, is the subconscious. It's subconscious emotion. The moon rules emotion. In the astrology, moon is always the emotional aspect, the emotional element. So what this means is letting deep-seated subconscious or unconscious emotions come up to be tested and balanced. Here in the card also we see the dog and the wolf, which represent the domesticated and the wild side of ourselves. Sometimes it can be interpreted as like left brain and right brain. You know, creativity, fun, young, perhaps irrational, but passionate and alive versus more ordered, dogmatic, principled, logical, analysis, all of that. That really needs to be balanced. And what moon is about is identifying what's real, what's not real, what's illusion, what's reality, what is permanent, what is impermanent, what is solid versus what is, you know, changing. Because the moon is not, it's not emitting its own light. It's reflecting the light of the sun, and it changes every day. So it's not something that's stable. Just like our emotions, they come and they go. But they're powerful indicators to us. They give us powerful messages. So this can be a very poetic card. It can be very sensitive. It can be very sweet. It gives a lot of depth, and it's through acknowledging these deep-seated emotions, letting them up for air, that we find this balance. So, analyzing your feelings, allowing those feelings to come up. Both of these cards, Moon and Four of Cups, are saying, you know, what's going on with the emotions? Where's the water? With Moon in reverse, it may be that you are trying to suppress something, Gemini. It may, you know, both with Four of Cups and Moon in reverse, it's saying, how are you not letting your emotions come up? How are you trying to keep a lid on it? Because one of the dangers with suppressing emotion or not acknowledging it is that you start checking out. It starts to create depression. If you put a lid on emotions, it can cause these weeds to start growing, and it can cause a Rip Van Winkle effect where it suppresses your fire energy. So my recommendation to you is to ask, especially mid-month with all this water stuff in reverse and with the Four of Cups here, how can you acknowledge and honor and allow your emotions to flow freely? It may need to be done in a safe way, like in the gentle light of the night, not the full blazing hot sunny light of day, but maybe quietly and just on your own, and maybe just where it's safe, you know, to think about, okay, let this lobster, this crab crawl out of the pool here and say, okay, am I reacting to this in a wild way? Am I reacting to this in a sane way? You know, where do I feel? Both of these are equal, by the way. Left brain and right brain are equal. They need integration. So allow those feelings to come up and see them from both sides. Allow the softness to come up. Moon can be a very peaceful place to be if you allow those emotions. So I know I kind of went off on that, but you've got 4 cards talking about that, and then you've got a 5th card talking about water stuff. So I'm just giving the water some time to come up. Anyway, 2. This is another, I'm going to keep on this theme. I'm going to talk about these other 2 cards. King of Cups is a card of also water. This is the king of emotion, the master of emotion. This could also be a water sign. So this could be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. But this is someone who is usually in touch with their emotions. They're usually compassionate. They think about how others feel. You know, they consider other people's feelings. It's emotional stability. In the reverse position, you could be perceiving a water sign as being against you. Or, you know, this could be having conflict with a water sign like Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Or this could just be feeling emotionally unstable, Gemini. You'll know whether this is you or someone else but it's either a water sign that you're not seeing eye to eye with, or it could be you feeling emotionally unstable. And until you allow this to come in, this Ace of Cups, until you address what is potentially being repressed, until you allow these emotions to come up in a balanced way, you may be feeling this. And it may be blocking you from acknowledging a loss or a grief. For some of you, I'm getting that there was some sort of loss or tragedy or grief or something that you're trying to not let get to you. You're trying to like suppress it or resist it, because this is Five of Cups, which is about grief, loss, sadness. You know, it's you can see in the card, the figure is looking at this grief. In the reverse position, it's saying, I don't want, this is happening, but I don't want to feel it. I don't want to acknowledge sadness. I don't want to acknowledge the loss. It's going to be helpful to you, Gemini, if you have experienced a loss, to acknowledge it. Let it go. Feel those emotions. Again, let them come up. Don't resist it. Because guess what? You still have love available to you. It's just behind you. You just don't see it maybe right now because you're too preoccupied with this. But until you fully acknowledge that, until you allow it to happen, it's going to cause you to feel emotional instability. It's going to suppress and resist. It may cause depression if you don't allow emotions to come up. That's a message I'm just getting for you. So embrace it. Allow it. You know, feel the feels. It's healthy. Water flowing cleanses things. So if water is emotional energy, it's going to cleanse you. That's what tears are about. It's water energy, releasing and cleansing. I also see there's a page of coins here. So this could be either a child or a younger person who is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And I get the sense that they can help you with this, Gemini. If there's something that you've lost, you know, spend time with this young earth sign child. Or if there is, you know, a teenager or even just like a younger sibling or, you know, a younger coworker, someone who is a young earth sign can really help you with this. That just in fact getting like a hug from them, because Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo are all earth. They understand touch. They understand physicality. It's about being grounded. And Page of Coins has this innocence about them. They have this willingness, this optimism in like accepting the environment, being grounded. Page of Coins holds this coin and says, okay, what is this? Can I be receptive? Interestingly enough, both these cards are about being receptive. This one's about being emotionally receptive. This one's being about physically receptive. Sometimes this can even be like a job offer. The willingness to accept money. The willingness to accept circumstance. The willingness to, you know, consider receiving something. So I'm going to say, Gemini, for you, what I'm getting from this reading is that be willing to sort of take on the qualities of Page of Coins, and maybe you have someone who can model that for you in your environment, but be willing to take on the circumstances and accept what's going on and allow these emotions to flow. Even if you have a friend who is an earth sign, you know, they could be a good person to bounce things off of right now. They're an ally for you in this whatever situation that's causing you to want to step away from your emotions, to maybe deny anything that you're going through. This can be very poetic, but very like, if you look at this dark blue color, it can be a little bit sad or profoundly sad. So and it can be like turning you upside down emotionally. So allow those things to flow. Even if it's just like you writing down in a journal at night, this is how I feel. That can be very helpful. But connecting with an earth energy person, again, if this is a child of yours, or if this is a younger friend, a younger sibling, some of you may work with kids. just observing them and seeing how they adapt to their circumstances, their environment, and they allow it. This is a card of allowing things to come into your experience and being okay with it, being grounded, going slow. This is Page of Coins can teach you a lot. You may want to Google or do like a search engine inquiry about Page of Coins. That's very helpful to you mid-month, and it's grounding energy. Towards the end of the month, you have coins, swords, and more cups. So 2 of coins. There's something on your mind, Gemini, about joint finances, about, it's funny when 2 of coins is in reverse, it sometimes means you could be taking things too seriously, and especially with 9 of swords. This is like splitting hairs, making mountains out of molehills. Swords represent thoughts. So this is overthinking something, maybe being worried, anxiety, tension. And 2 of coins in reverse says you might be like being inflexible about something. This says these 2 together say you need to lighten up. You need to like give yourself a break. And you are an air sign, Gemini, so you can tend to go here anyway, which is too many thoughts, too much stress, too much anxiety. And 2 of coins in the upright position is about being loose, being free, adapting to changing circumstance. The ship goes up and down, but it adapts to the level of the water. In the Rider-Waite, he's on 1 foot and he's balanced because he moves, and he's juggling. In the reverse position, both of these tell me, is there a way that you can bring some humor into the situation? 2 of coins in the reverse says, I'm not willing to change and flow and adapt and accept. I'm very serious. I'm not carefree. 2 of coins laughs. He's like a juggler. He's having fun. He's on 1 foot. He's laughing. This ship is going up and down, changing circumstances. He's flexible. He's fun. He can do it. In the reverse position, it's rigid. It's saying, gosh, I don't like change. I don't like being knocked off balance. I feel worried and tense and anxious. See if you can adapt. See if you can be a little bit lighthearted here, Gemini. That's going to really serve you. And maybe too, focusing on your work. If you are feeling serious towards the end of the month, see if you can focus on your work. 8 of coins is a great card of productivity, whistling while you work, feeling comfortable there, feeling comfortable at your workbench, producing a lot of money, just feeling like this is where you feel solid. This is actually going to ground you, Gemini. Both this young person and this 8 of coins, that's grounding energy. And then 6 of cups is very sweet. Towards the end of the month, you may experience the most of this Valentine's month at the end of the month. Once you get grounded in your work, 6 of cups is about exchanging heart energy. It's very sweet. It's like these 2 kids who are giving cups to each other full of flowers. So this may be like spending time with your sweetheart, with your spouse, with your boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be someone from the past, because 6 of cups represents sentimentality, reunion, childlike themes, someone that you may know from childhood. Like this could be a good old friend that shows up, or it just could be like spending time on the couch with your sweetheart. This is sweet energy. So the sense I get for you, Gemini, is that it's all about emotions this month for you. You feel inspired and you feel enthusiastic, but you got to look up and out of any complacency to receive that cup energy. And whatever you do in the middle of the month, try not to resist your emotions. Try to let them flow, because that's what's going to open things up. That's what's going to cleanse you and ground you. If you get caught up in your head, if you get a little too serious or worried or tense or anxious, anything like that towards the end of the month, see if you can adopt a sense of humor, fun, adaptability. And then by the end of the month, you will, pour yourself into the work, into your work. That's going to ground you. And you have some really sweet relationship energy, friendship, family, loved one, that makes you feel young again. This is very tender. This is very sentimental. This is very sweet energy. So your Valentine's energy may happen here at the end of the month for you.